Good morning, everyone. How are you today? I'm so happy to be here. So today, right here, coming from London, um, I'm just looking for the sun. Just give me more sun, please. I want the sunshine. I want my skin to be crisp from the heat of the ray of the suns. Please, summer, come quickly, quick, 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 quick. We're waiting for you. I don't know if you're like me and you're waiting for the sun, but believe me, the sun means so much to me on many levels, not just on the level as in it's summertime, but also on the level as like energy. I've been feeling really down in terms of like feeling unwell and been feeling some migraines coming back. And I think it's all to do with not only the weather and what it causes as a strain to my health. I think it's just the overall environment. But anyway, we're not here for that. If you have some sun wherever you are, wherever you're watching, send me some sun down here in London. Okay, so today's Facebook Live is about generosity or where should your boundary lies. And the reason why I'm going to talk about this is because there is so much about how we want to nurture ourselves, how we want to support others around us, but at the same time, where is the limit? So first thing first, I came across a quote yesterday from Iyanla Vasant, and she says, "I don't get to tell people how to love me. I get to see how they love, and then choose if I want to participate." I think this quote just puts everything in perspective. For me, when I saw this quote yesterday, I was like, I've got to mention this quote today and I've got to share it with you all. The reason why is because you can be in situation, you can be in environment that you feel you should be in for a reason or another. However, they are not loving environment. And if you are in a situation like this, you need to realize, where is the limit? Where does your boundary lie? So, coming to the team. So, your generosity is part of who you are, and it will always be. The idea here is not to change yourself or not to change your nature. The idea here is to bring not limitations, however, boundaries in the terms of like how do you serve other people, but how do you serve yourself as well. So I will put the self first. The self comes first. You serve yourself in a deep way, in a way where all your senses are in alignment. What do we mean by that? We mean that you feel like you belong to the place you are. You feel like you've got joy. You feel like you've got happiness. You feel like everything is coming together for the purpose of what it is you are giving. So let's say we were saying that you were giving some of your time. It needs to feel joyful. It needs to feel like it's pleasant. It needs to feel like, wow, I'm really, really, really embracing this moment. I'm really enjoying being here. I'm giving freely my time. And I'm really, really, really embracing all that is coming with it. The moment something in your body, in your spirit, in your soul is telling you there is something wrong, believe me, there is something wrong. And the question that could arise on that path could be, am I expected to give more? Have I given enough? If I give less, what more should I have done? How do I feel like? How do I feel like I am always the one giving? Is it selfish of me if? And all those questions, they're coming with a different, they're coming with two polarities, yeah? So the polarities of yes, I've done enough, or yes, I've given enough. Yes, I'm actually doing what is the purpose. And the polarity of no, I've not given enough. Then asking yourself this question. The question that is normally avoided in coaching is why. But here, ask yourself the question, why do I feel I'm giving enough? Why do I feel like I'm always giving? Why do I feel like there's a discontentment here? What is happening in this journey that I'm on? What is happening in this relationship? What is happening in this time and space where I am, where my body, my soul, and my spirit are giving me signals that I am doing too much, or that I am not even acknowledged for what it is I'm doing. What happens a lot in terms of, especially with women, is that women um, have been brought up in general to be the one that are the caring, the giving. But then, into that sense, you have some women who are really overly protective, overly givers. What happens is that they give and give and give and give and give, and they realize that their own needs haven't been met. This is where the problem arises. When your needs are not met, you have warning signals. Are you listening to those signals? Have you made a real assessment of what is happening in your relationship with the person that you are with, or in the environment that you are in? You need to really assess I would say, in a sensitive way, whether it is good for you or whether it isn't good. I've seen people who just give, and will pretend to be the people who are givers. Why? Because they are looking for acknowledgement from others. They are looking for um, to being the kind person, to being the best person. Believe me, that's wrong. And that's wrong. Why? It's wrong because what happens in the midst of it is that their own needs aren't met. They are always looking into what somebody else is think of them. They haven't got the confidence in themselves. They haven't got confidence into what it is that they can bring to the table. And therefore, overgiving reassure the person that they are doing great. And that's in French, we will say the piège. That's where the piège is. The piège is the trap. That's where the trap is. Most of the people who react in that way are people who have been through difficult and challenging time in their youth, or in their when they were children. Their needs weren't met. They were not acknowledged either by their parents or by the environment where they were. And what they've done now is to get acknowledged, is to become people pleaser, is to become people who are supposed to do the right thing for others in order to be. There is no right thing that you have to do in order to be. You could be doing everything and yet still you wouldn't be acknowledged. So, what do we do here? what do we create here? We're creating not only relationships that are unhealthy, unauthentic, that are false, but also what we're doing is that we are creating in ourselves a need, a want that is still not met. So, what can we learn along the way to where we are right now? So, going forward, what can we learn? I believe the breakthrough is on the other side. The breakthrough is on the opposite side. What do I mean by that? I mean that we need to, and here I'm going to quote my program, unset our mindsets. We need to unlearn the belief that we've learned that created the doubt, that created the guilt involved in this. We need to create an environment of truth. We need to be able to know when enough is enough. We need to be able to share confidently and truthfully with others that this is a limit that we can give, but we're giving up until this level. And it's fine. And when people love you, when you are surrounded by the right people, those people will understand. They will understand the boundaries. They will even acknowledge the boundaries and they will support you in leveling keeping way to be more of yourself. So here, what I want you to think is, how can I be kind to myself? I want to be kind to others. I want to be kind to myself. How do I create a link or create a way, a path that is helping me to do both of these at the same time? I work a lot with human design. I've started to put this even more into my practices this year. And the reason why is that it gives you a way of understanding how you, as a unique person, is supposed to move through. In the soulful conversation, when people subscribe to the soulful wellness space, we go through these things. But without putting myself out there yet, I'm going to come to that. But before that, I want to talk about the breakthrough. So when you unlearn, you release the doubt, you release the guilt that is involved in this, because it's a vicious circle. Have I given enough? No, I'm not given enough. Let me give more. I'm giving more, but I'm not being acknowledged. I'm getting resentful. Why is this person doing this to me? You are doing this to yourself. No one is doing this to you. You are doing this to yourself. So how do you gain the control back? Because listen, if you've always been someone who's been a people pleaser, if you've always given, people are used to that version of you that is always given. So when now you start to pull back, when you start to put boundaries in place, people feel upset. Or maybe they feel like, what is happening here? This is not the same person. And they're right, this is not the same person, because you've evolved, because you've understood what you've been doing that was wrong, and you've been decided that you're going to do something else, that you're going to care for your needs first, that you're going to elevate your self-love and your self-worth, and that you're going to be a little bit selfish or self-full, as I prefer to say. To be honest, both are great. Selfish is not a negative word. is actually a good word. Sometimes you need to be selfish. So let's come back to that. What can you do to honor yourself and yet be kind to yourself? So here, I'm not telling you to stop being generous. Keep being generous. There is a limit to your generosity. That's all. And that limit lies where you feel your own needs are not met. My needs are not met, generosity needs to stop. My needs are not met, generosity needs to stop. So you have to think in that way. So putting boundaries in place. How are you going to go? You can't go one way to the other in one day. It's impossible because your nature is just going to come back. Your character is character. The way you are is the way you are. You're not going to change from yesterday to tomorrow to today, or today to tomorrow. So what can you do? Slightly start by introducing small boundaries. It could be a boundary of time. It could be using the word no. If you feel difficult to say no, I'm not interested. Unfortunately, I don't have time. Thank you so much. That looks brilliant. And I would love to go with you to this thing. Unfortunately, I'm unavailable. It's simple. Creating a space for your where your needs are met by grabbing back your own time and things that you control. The fact that you're able to say yes or no, it means that you have a control. Now, if you've always been saying yes and that has caused a problem, now you need to introduce the no. My son, my firstborn is autistic, and it does this thing that I think is like wonderful. So when you ask him, do you want something, and you give him a choice, do you want maybe to have some soup for dinner? Instead of saying no, because he doesn't want to hurt your feeling, or he doesn't want to say no completely, he will say maybe. But maybe means no. Now, in your case, how can you use this maybe? Maybe could be a time to just allow yourself space and time to really think, do I really want to be there? Do I really want to take part? Do I really want to help? Do I have the energy? Do I have the means to support this person? You get that time and space. And I will say, after a certain time, come back to the person and say, actually, yes or no, and give an answer. But what you've done differently here is that you've given yourself a little bit more of a room, not only to breathe, but really to assess what is happening for you and how this is going to help. So that's one thing. So again, where are you going to put those boundaries? You're going to put them in your relationship with yourself. Yes, it starts with yourself. Then your family, your friends, and your colleagues, or other people that are around you in your close environment. What I want you to always think of with whoever it is how can I support others whilst respecting my needs? And now I'm going to give you just quick solutions, yeah? So, first will be, what do you accept or not? Second will be, how much of you should you share? Then, where is this providing me joy? How does this elevate me? Yeah. So those are 4 questions that I want you to ask to yourself all the time. This is the way that you are speaking your own truth to yourself, and this is the way that you are taking a stand for yourself. So now, before I start going on and on about the Soulful Wellness box, the subscription box, and everything, I want to take you through an EFT setup. The EFT setup is from a book by Karen Curry, and I want us to tap on it. So, I'm into EFT tapping. If you don't know what EFT tapping is, it's emotional freedom technique. And it's basically a mix of NLP as well as acupressure points tapping. And starting from a negative point of view and going into more of a positive outcome for yourself. So it's saying affirmations that are supporting that. Okay. So here I want us to do a little bit of tapping just for 1 minute or so. 60 seconds. So good. Okay. I'm going to show you the points. You just have to repeat after me and do as I say. So even though I am afraid to speak my truth, I now share the truth from my heart and trust that I am safe. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though I am afraid to speak my truth, I now share the truth from my heart and trust that I am safe. And I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Deep breath. Thank you so much for being with me today. I want to talk to you about the Soulful Wellness Box. So the Soulful Wellness Box is a subscription box that I've created. I've created it so that it comes every month. You're getting 4 products that are curated for your needs every month and that are helping you on your journey to self-love, self-worth, authenticity, and real. I don't want to be overly cheesy and being like happiness, but the idea is that you gain more confidence in yourself and create more happiness around yourself anyway. And with this subscription box, what do you get? You also get the subscription, the Soulful Wellness Space. In the Soulful Wellness Space, there are resources, but there's also a guest expert every single month. This month, I've got Every Thatcher, and he did a workshop on how to prevent how to prevent um, burnout. It's a beautiful workshop. She gives a lot of advice into them. So what happens is that in the subscription box, you get not only the access to the space, you also get a soulful conversation with myself every month. And then you also get 4 curated products that are coming straight away to your door. I can't stress how much this is a work that you need to do. So even though You are not yet into the subscription, into the soulful wellness space. I wish you a wonderful 2 weeks until we see each other next time. If you want to talk to me in the meantime, you want to ask me any questions or anything, you can book a free 30 minutes call here. Book a chat with me. We'll have a chat. We'll talk about a subject that is actually challenging you at the moment or something that you want more of. We'll chat about that. And then we can see what to do next. And I hope today was helpful to you. I can't wait for you to get in touch with me, to take everything that I give you today and to put it, implement it in your life and go and create a life that resembles you, not the you that people think, the you that you know you are. Okay, so I'm leaving you with love, with peace, sending you lots of blessings. You take care, and I will see you next time. I will put the steps for the solutions, the questions you need to ask yourself for the solutions into the chat on Facebook so you can have that. You will take care. You will take care, and I'll see you soon.